the most important thing, aside from beauty, is the health and safety of consumers. And so one of our main concerns at Novalash is that every consumer should be able to have beautiful, healthy eyelash extensions without any concern for any damage to the natural eyelash, without any concerns for irritation, which can happen. So we're very, very pleased to see that so many people have come together with the same values that Novalash has instilled for so many years now. But in October it will be our 10th anniversary, and Novalash began because I found out about what was going on in Korea regarding the eyelash extensions. I wanted to learn more about them. I traveled around and I Googled eyelash extensions, and when I Googled it, I got 0 hits. And there were no websites, there were no distributors, there were no distribution channels, there was nothing going on outside of Korea. So I was told by the people in Korea not to get too excited about this product. They originally said, don't get your hopes up too much, don't get too excited, it's just not all that. And I said, well, I think this is a pretty revolutionary idea that we have going here. And they said, don't get too excited about it. My friend and I tried the Korean products, and we woke up in the morning and all our extensions were on the pillow. At the time, I was in graduate school working on a PhD in molecular biology, and I decided that I thought that this just might be the next new thing in beauty, but I wasn't sure, so I took a big risk and I left my program. For quite a while, I actually stayed in school and worked 4 different jobs at the same time while I created Novalash. And then I finally decided, I think there might be something to this eyelash extension thing. I think maybe I should leave school and go to work. And so that's basically how we put up the first website called lashextensions.com. At the time, we didn't have any competition at all, and we found out through one of our friends at the university who went to school with us, who could read, write, and speak Korean, that there was a problem in Korea with formaldehyde in the glue. And so I decided what I was going to do was I was going to look into that as much as I possibly could and see what I could do to solve the problem. The industry has just grown exponentially. I hoped and I dreamed that it would be what it is today. When I first started doing this and I set up the first distribution network outside of Korea, I literally could not get anyone that I knew anywhere to wear any sort of false eyelash at all. And I've always been a really big fan of retro style makeup from the 50s and the 60s, and so I've always been a fan of false lashes my whole life. And I wished so much that they would come back into style, but they were a major fashion faux pas when I started this company. I literally could not find a single person who didn't turn their nose up at me and sort of say, oh gosh, I would never wear that in public, you know, that's something that you only would wear for Halloween. And now when I walk down the street every day, I see people with all sorts of lashes on, and it's been my dream come true as a person who's worked in the beauty industry for about 26 years now, which dates me a bit, but I sort of kept one foot in the lab and one foot behind the counter. That was my philosophy, and my dream was that one day I'd be able to work for a cosmetic company. I never dreamed that I would be starting my own cosmetic company, but I saw that there was a need, and I saw that there was a gap there, and so that was the reason that I formed Novalash. So we've been traveling for the past 10 years, teaching classes all over the world, and through all our travels to Europe, to Asia, all over the US, of course, Latin America, we've had the opportunity to meet with people who are interested in the Novalash brand and what the Novalash brand stands for: healthy, safe eyelash extensions, high quality products, adhesive that has been distilled and purified and is properly packaged and sealed so that formaldehyde can't form inside the bottle, and all these things. And so we have been fortunate enough to open up several Novalash signature studios. We have 2 in Hong Kong, I think now. We have 2 in Bangkok, 1 in Houston, Texas, 1 in India. We're working on probably 1 in London soon, I hope. Any other countries? Yeah. We always have another country in the works that's excited to open up a signature studio, and we of course help them with everything they need to get started, training, marketing support, and the 10 years of experience learning what not to do, how to make sure that you're profitable and how to make sure that you don't do anything that would harm anyone, but to make sure to also watch your own bottom line as a salon owner or as a lash stylist who's independent, whatever it may be. So where is Novalash going now? We are moving into providing more consumer products, more retail products for salons and professionals to offer their customers. We are launching a line of eyeshadow, and we've been in development for about 4 years with the eyeshadow. And the reason that I developed it was because I noticed that everyone's lash extensions and even the strips that people were wearing around town, I noticed that they were dusty and dirty, covered with powdered eyeshadow bits, and they didn't look black, they didn't look shiny and nice, So I decided I think we need to go the route of cream shadows. My whole sort of philosophy on all things beauty is what I like to call extended wear cosmetics. And that's what eyelash extensions are, the semi-permanent tattooing that it's not necessarily permanent, but it's not really temporary, it's sort of semi-permanent. That's the world that I came from. So I wanted to create some eyeshadows that you could put on, and you could fly from New York to Hong Kong and jump off the plane and your eyeshadow would still be perfect. And so we worked on this formula for about 4 years before we got all the colors perfect and the formula right and the nice amount of pigment in it. So they're really, really lovely, and we're very excited that we're launching them here today. And I hope now that everyone won't have to worry about having dusty eyelashes anymore, and that they'll love all the colors, and it'll be another product that people can offer to their customers. The makeup artists do need to know how to do eye makeup for a person who's wearing extensions. Not all makeup artists really realize that they're going to make a bit of a mess of it when they start putting all this powdered shadow on. We're going to be coming out soon with a product called Lash Lacquer, which will be sort of a styling product. So it's almost like gel or mousse or some sort of hair styling product, but it's for your lashes. So sometimes if you wake up in the morning and you've slept on your face, or maybe your lashes, your extensions are a bit old, or maybe you've gone a bit too long, and they've gotten a little bit tangled and it's close to the time for a touch-up, but you haven't gone in for your touch-up yet, this lash lacquer will be a styling product that you can use to sort of comb through the lashes, and it would fix the problem of also having the dusty eyeshadow on lashes that people are dealing with right now, without making them stick together or clump together. Yeah, because it's just one of those things that's bothered me as well, because though I try to tell everyone the purpose of these extensions is that you don't have to wear mascara. And quite often, if you put mascara on top of the extensions when they're fresh, it just makes them look dirty. It doesn't make them look better. Some people think, oh, well, I just can't get enough. And all it does is kind of clump them together and more dull, you know, spidery, things like that. So it's more like a styling product, less like a mascara. We try to find the problems and try to sort of come up with solutions to the problems. I'm a product addict myself, and I use all the products. I test them sometimes for years. We're lucky that we have a signature studio in Houston, so I can use that as a test kitchen to try every single product for many years before we launch it, so we make sure that we get all the glitches out, make sure everyone loves everything about it, and that it works and says what we claim that it says it will do, and then we can go ahead and move forward and release it to all of our customers. So we're not always the fastest to get everything done, but we like to get it done right. When it comes down to it, you know, people want it done safely. They want it done beautifully. They don't want any damage to their natural eyelashes. They want to make sure that it's a healthy procedure and that they don't need to worry about health issues. And of course, they want as many lashes as you can possibly stuff onto their eyeball. It's never enough. It's sort of a lashorexia, I call it. It's a term we've been using for a few years now. Certainly a very addictive procedure. So as far as volume goes, Novalash sort of wants to try to make sure that we have paid attention